Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm really happy you're here today. Take a moment, relax your shoulders, take a slow breath, and get ready to listen and speak with me. Today's topic is describing your job or your school. This is something we talk about all the time in English. When you meet someone new, what is one of the first questions people ask? So, what do you do? Or maybe, where do you study? Simple questions, but sometimes they are surprisingly hard to answer in English. So today, we'll practice how to describe your job, your workplace, your school, and your daily routine. And remember, this podcast is designed for shadowing. That means you can repeat after me. Speak out loud if you can. Ready? Let's start. Imagine you meet someone at a small gathering. Maybe it's a friend's birthday party. You're standing with a cup of tea or coffee, and someone new walks up to you. They smile and say, "So, what do you do?" Now what? Many English learners panic here. They say something very short like, "I work in an office," or "I am a student." And that's it. Conversation finished. But the truth is, this question is a great opportunity to talk. Let me show you how. Instead of saying only, "I'm a teacher," you can say, "I'm a teacher. I work at a secondary school and I teach English to teenagers." Listen again. I'm a teacher. I work at a secondary school and I teach English to teenagers. Short, clear, natural. Let's try another example. Imagine someone says, "What do you do?" You might answer like this. "I'm an accountant. I work for a small company and I help manage the company's finances." Or maybe, "I work in marketing. I help companies promote their products online." Do you see the pattern? First, say your job. Then add where you work. Then explain what you do. Now let's talk about students. Maybe you're still in school. If someone asks, "What do you do?" you can say, "I'm a student." But again, that's only the beginning. You can add more details. For example, "I'm a university student. I'm studying computer science." Or, "I'm in high school. My favorite subjects are biology and English." Here's another natural way to answer. "I'm currently studying business administration at university." Did you hear the phrase "currently studying"? That's a very natural expression. It means this is what I'm studying right now. For example, "I'm currently studying engineering." Or, "I'm currently studying education because I want to become a teacher." Now let me ask you something. Why do you study what you study? Is it because you love the subject? Because you want a certain career? Because you're curious about the world? These are great things to add when describing school. For example, "I'm studying psychology because I'm interested in how people think and behave." Or, "I'm studying architecture because I love designing buildings." When you add a reason, your answer becomes much more interesting. Let me tell you a short story. A few years ago, I met someone on a train. We were sitting across from each other for almost an hour. At first, we didn't talk. But eventually, he smiled and asked, "So, what do you do?" I told him I worked in education and helped people learn English. And then I asked him the same question. He said, "I design video games." Now that answer caught my attention. I immediately said, "Really? That sounds interesting. What kind of games?" And suddenly we were having a great conversation. He explained that he worked with a small team. They created mobile games for smartphones. He said, My job is to design the levels and challenges in the game. Think about that. He didn't just say, I'm a designer. He explained what he actually does. And that made the conversation much more interesting. So here's a tip. When you describe your job, describe your activities. For example, instead of saying, I work in IT, you could say, I work in IT. I help fix technical problems and manage computer systems. Instead of saying, I work in a restaurant, you might say, I work in a restaurant. I serve customers and help manage orders. Activities make your job description clearer. Now let's talk about describing your workplace or school environment. People often ask questions like, do you like your job? Or, how's your school? When answering, you can describe the environment. For example, my workplace is very busy, but the people are friendly. Or, my office is small, but the team is great. Here's another example. I work in a fast-paced environment. Fast-paced means things move quickly. There are many tasks, many deadlines. Another common phrase is, I work with a great team. That's a very positive way to talk about coworkers. Students can also describe their school environment. For example, my school is quite large and there are students from many different backgrounds. Or, my university campus is beautiful. There are lots of trees and open spaces. Maybe your school is challenging. You could say, my program is demanding, but I'm learning a lot. That's a great phrase. I'm learning a lot. It shows effort and progress. Now let's talk about daily routines. People often ask, what does a typical day look like for you? This is a great chance to practice English. You can say something like, usually, I start work at 9 a.m. Or, my day usually begins with checking emails. Here's an example. I start my day by reviewing my tasks and planning my schedule. Then you can continue. In the afternoon, I usually have meetings with my team. Or, in the afternoon, I attend classes and work on assignments. Finally, you might say, after work, I like to relax and spend time with family. Or, after classes, I usually study or meet friends. Notice something important. These sentences are not complicated. They are clear and natural. That's exactly what you want when speaking English. Let's try a full example together. Imagine someone asks, what do you do? You might answer like this. I'm a graphic designer. I work for a small creative agency. My job is to design logos, advertisements, and social media graphics. I usually work with a team of other designers, and we help companies build their brand. That's a great answer. Now let's try a student example. I'm a university student studying environmental science. I'm really interested in climate change and sustainability. Most of my days are spent attending lectures, doing research, and working on group projects. Doesn't that sound natural? You're telling a small story about your life. Here's another tip. When describing your job or school, share your feelings. For example, I really enjoy my work. Or, my job can be stressful sometimes, but it's also very rewarding. Students might say, my classes are challenging, but they're also very interesting. Or, I love learning new things every day. Feelings make your description more personal. And people love personal stories. Now let me ask you something. If someone asked you right now, what do you do? How would you answer? Take a moment. Think about it. Maybe you would say, I'm a teacher, or I'm a student, or I work in finance. Now try to expand that answer. Add details. Where do you work? What do you study? What do you do every day? What do you enjoy about it? Try saying your answer out loud. Yes, right now. Don't worry if it's not perfect. The goal is to practice. Before we finish today, let me give you one more useful expression. Sometimes people ask, how long have you been doing that? This question is about time. For example, I've been working here for 3 years. Or, I've been studying at this university for 2 years. This structure is very common in English. I've been plus verb plus for/since. For example, I've been teaching for 10 years. I've been studying English since 2020. Try using that expression when talking about your job or school. It makes your answer sound more complete. Alright, let's wrap up today's episode. Today we talked about how to describe your job or your school. Remember these simple steps. First, say what you do. Then explain where you work or study. Next, describe your activities or daily routine. And finally, share your feelings or goals. Keep your sentences clear. Keep them natural. And most importantly, keep practicing. The more you talk about your life in English, the easier it becomes. Thank you for listening today. And if you can, try this exercise later. Record yourself describing your job or your school for 1 minute. Just 1 minute. You might be surprised how much you can say. Alright. Take care, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next episode.